up, everyone? You just saw me a few minutes ago with the Tetra stream. However, we are back with the last stream of the day of Founders Week, at least. Boy, it has been a week. We had day one. We had Coast on talking about the fiat on-ramp. Day two, we had Mintra talking about the NFT platform, which I guess I could tell you, I was a little bit, the tokenomics of Mintra have been very interesting. I would say if you're interested in tokenomics and stuff, and of course NFTs, I'm not even that interested in NFTs, but the way Gerardo explained the tokenomics and otherwise got me much more interested than I used to be. I'll say that. Wednesday, we had the Maximus guys on, pool party upcoming, going to be great. Again, well, shout out to Coast real quick too. I think they got $2.5 million back in the native stablecoin on PulseChain, the first native stablecoin CST. So they've been putting into work. They're bringing money into PulseChain. And then going back to Thursdays, yesterday we had Buck and Dylan on, go over the PH ecosystem. Super comprehensive stream, the longest stream of the week so far. Dylan went into a ton of that. Buck was on for the first time, talked about a lot of just really cool fundamentals around risk and investing and leverage trading and otherwise. And then earlier this morning, like I said, we had Tetra on, we had Stu and Nil for T-shirts on for a moment. Talking about that. Very exciting platform, very cool tokenomics as well. Very simple. It's just a revenue sharing system. And the more fees that are generated by the platform, if you're staking your tokens, you get paid those fees. But you don't need the token. You get to pay the fees in stable coins, not the native token either. And you don't need the token to use the platform. Very, very interesting. Like I encourage you all to take a look at that, whether you're interested in automating DeFi or not, which I very much am, because that sounds extremely cool and efficient. And, money printers go burr in a lot of ways, but just the tokenomics and the way they set that up, very cool to listen to and see. Also introduce a shirt. I think I wore this on Corey stream last month too. One of my newest shirts, PulseX, the Dex of Dexes. Also have the incentive token logo on the back of this as well. One of my newest shirts. So some people build products. I run validators and build shirts every once in a while. So that's if you're ever at a local meetup, let me know and I can get you a shirt, or otherwise other Hex events that I attend. I try to give them away and let people bask in the glory of telling other people about the best products on planet Earth. Without further ado, I'm going to bring KG into the stream. How's it going, man?
What's up, Max? Good to see you. I will vouch for Max's t-shirt building. I'm rocking an RHMax shirt right here. We're not trying to be thousandaires around here. Thanks for having me on today.
Of course, man. Of course. Yes, I try, I'm not the best t-shirt builder, but I try to be one of the most prevalent. Definitely when I go to conferences, events and stuff, I usually take a few, give them out, make sure people got the swag, all that stuff. So yeah, man, I always love to see the red Hex shirt. That's my favorite, as I told everyone too. Today, KG's on the show, not to talk about, or I was going to say not to talk about internet money. Yes, you are here to do that. However, I've had KG on a couple times before to go through wallets and security and internet money and stuff too. Today is demo day though. So KG has, he's the first one to come up, and also he's going to stick around to kind of ask questions, evaluate, kind of co-host with me a little bit to just be able to evaluate some of these. I mean, not like we're evaluating, want to give anyone trophies, but just kind of ask good questions, or otherwise maybe field some from the chat as well. So KG is going to be with us for the next probably hour and a half or so, where we go through the demos. And we had quite a few people reach out. I think we had maybe 7 or 8 people who said they're going to come today at least. I know we locked in one, KG. I see the other gentleman, from PulseWallet, is in the green room as well. He'll be coming up number 2. HexPay.Day, also see him in the green room. So we'll get to him probably maybe number 3 or so. Everyone else, Tiny Assets, Pulse Beats, a bunch of them I saw as well. Put it in the chat. I got the StreamYard link in the chat, and we're going to go by every 10 minutes or so. So it looks like we're probably going to start 4:25 with KG. So in the next minute or so, and then we'll go 4:35. Kind of keep it on track, loosely, but just make it chill, but also want to keep things moving too. So we're not here for 3 or 4 hours. As I mentioned, it's been a long week, so I want to get this one done because I only have one more stream today. Afterwards, Australian Hexkins, because I promised them I'd do that with them. So it should be fun. Anyways, if you come to the chat, or if you're coming to build, demo something, then again, you get 10 minutes. That includes it's both AMA time and demo time. So, plan your time accordingly. And then I'll give you kind of a reminder when you got like a minute or so left at the end of it, if you haven't already wrapped up. and then we'll rotate through the different builders and founders. And if people stop showing up, we'll either end the stream or we'll go through a couple just show notes, interesting things happen, whatever's going on. Should be a good time. So, KG, is your body ready?
My body's ready, I guess.
All right, man. Let's kick it out.
So,
if you got something you want to present on screen, or otherwise you can put it up.
Sure, I'll present on screen today. It is demo day.
It is demo day.
Okay, let me get this up here. All right. I should be sharing in the chat now. All right. Yep.
Boom. You are live.
So what you're looking at here, this is our Chrome extension for the Internet Money Wallet, native PulseChain wallet, but you can think of us as a MetaMask replacement tool. So anything you can do on MetaMask, you can do on Internet Money. And with one of the core differences being that we're centered around PulseChain and we're native to PulseChain, like MetaMask is native to Ethereum. So that's one of the core differences there. We're available on Android, iOS, and Chrome. But what you're looking at here is our Chrome extension. So this is the version that's currently available on the Chrome store. This is downloaded. Like, this is not a demo version itself. This is the real live. You download it today. This is what you're going to get in the Chrome store. So I figured I would just give a quick overview. I'm not going to be able to dive into everything in 10 minutes, but at least give a general tour of the wallet, so to speak. So when you first open up the Chrome extension, you're going to get a little window. Oh, you can't see the little window because of the, well, you can get a little window view like you do with MetaMask, and then you can expand it into this expanded view that I'm in here now. You can see that in this account, I have 2 accounts loaded, but you can add as many accounts as you want. You can import accounts. You can also connect your Ledger and your Trezor hardware wallets. And actually, we added a pretty cool feature too, that, like, let's say I remove the account 1 that was generated by the wallet. We added a feature to where you can actually restore accounts that have been removed by the seed phrase. So if you were to ever want to go back, you can actually restore deleted accounts as well, which I think is pretty cool.
Nice.
So full account control. You have, if you are a time holder, which I'm not going to go deep into the tokenomics because we don't have time for that, but you would be able to see your dividends that you're earning from the wallet. So 100% of the wallet revenue is distributed to time holders, and it's paid out in the form of the blockchain's native coin. So in this case, Pulse, if you're on Ethereum, ETH, and you're able to view how much you have available to claim. You're able to view your time balance, how much you have claimed, and the claimable and all that. So it's a pretty cool tool if you want to watch your dividends, and you can claim as frequently as you choose. So there's no time restraints there, and there's actually no staking. Time remains liquid 100% of the time. So that if you want to track your dividends, you're able to do that there. We have a resources tab, which we're actively adding more resources, helpful links, videos, articles. And hey, you, Mr. Education, and other education streamers out there, please send us your education. If you're writing educational blogs, if you're making educational videos, we want to put your content into the app. So please send that over to us. And now, only disclaimer out there to anybody, if you're making tutorials, you have to use the Internet Money Wallet for us to put you in there, because, you know, we're not going to shill another wallet tutorial in our wallet necessarily. So anybody out there, if you're making generalized educational content, we want to put you in. That's totally fine. It doesn't have to be centered around internet money. We want education in the wallet. Only caveat is tutorials. Obviously, you can manage all your settings. You can export your seed phrase, your private keys, that sort of thing. See what apps you're connected to. You can disconnect from them there. Yep. Custom RPCs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Absolutely. So we preload several blockchains, and we're actually adding more to this list. But if you don't like if the one that you want to interact with is not here, or you just want to change, like for instance, the RPC for Ethereum, you can just add the networks, and you can do the custom networks like you're used to on MetaMask there. Now you can also remove networks. And now going into the wallet, a couple cool things here is our transactions. They are actually aggregated across all the accounts. So because this is my test account here, you're only going to see 2, but all your accounts will propagate here. and you can also filter by transaction type, and then you can actually export that transaction into a CSV. So if you want to track all your transactions that way, and now these aren't stored on any centralized server. We collect no data, zero data. And so if you were to like delete your wallet, your transaction history is also deleted. It's not stored in any centralized place. It's completely on your local device and your local history. Now I'll take you into the account as well. So this is what you're going to see when you have an account loaded. What we do is we preload certain assets. So you'll see here. Let me actually add another account real quick because I've already added all those there for a different purpose. Okay, so when you load up a fresh account, like this is what you'll see. You'll see just PLS in there. And then when you click add token, you're actually going to see a whole list of preloaded tokens from the ecosystem. And we're constantly adding more. So like if you don't see your token here, please let us know. We're adding logos, we're adding tokens. But as communities bring tokens to our attention, they're being added here. And so this is the official contract address. So you're able to just click it, add it to my account, and bam, it's in there with the logo as well, which is great because, you know, we have logo support, and also we have support for all price tracking. 100% of all prices are tracked here in the Internet Money Wallet. If your token is on Dex Screener, it has a price in the Internet Money Wallet, not just on PulseChain, on all EVM chains. We fully leverage Dex Screener. So that's why, you know, if we scroll down the list, you're just going to be able to see, well, if I have that token in this account, if I added them all, you'll just be able to see different and various tokens that I've been testing with here in my test account. So yeah, so I think that's pretty cool because you're able to track your entire portfolio without having to be relying on MetaMask going into CoinGecko for prices, right? PulseChain is completely detached, depegged from the need for centralized entities. We're using direct on-chain data in real time. And I think that's really cool. And then the final thing that I'd want to show here on this is just the swap. So you're able on PulseChain to swap in-app from, you know, any token to any token. So we'll use Hex in this example. Say I want to swap, I don't know, $10. Oh, this is a cool thing. We got commas. Okay, we got
commas.
We got commas. So let's say I'll do, I don't know how much Pulse I have in here. So how much is that? Let's do that's 500,000. Okay. Oh, that's a nice buy. Ah, screw it. We'll do 500,000. Okay. So we'll do a nice buy of nice $20 buy of Hex here. Watch out for the green candle, everybody. And right now you can see PulseX V1 and V2 as the available liquidity sources. But very soon and I see my 1 minute timer. I'm almost there. Very soon we'll be able. We actually finished it on the smart contract side, and with hopefully this next week we're going to be able to facilitate this. But you're also going to see the Uniswap V3. You're going to see Fux. You're going to see some forked over Uniswap V2 style dexes like Uni V2 SushiSwap. You're also going to see Pateus on here, and that's all already done on the back end. We're now just working on finishing the front end. And what's going to be cool is you're going to see all these liquidity sources, and it's still going to give you what the best trade is at the very top. This recommended option is only taking into account how many tokens that you're getting for your trade. So you're going to know that by going to the Internet Money Wallet, it is the best place to swap on PulseChain because it shows you all available liquidity, and it even shows you Pateus, which is aggregating the liquidity across multiple dexes. So, and then final point is you can see this 14 cents here. This is what is going to get paid out to time holders. So just confirm that swap, and there it is, propagated in the transaction history.
Sweet, man. That was a very smooth. Have you been practicing this? Very smooth 10-minute presentation there.
I use this wallet all day, every day, 100%, a lot. And they also too, if I could say 10 more seconds, this little chat bubble here, you can leave feedback or you can get help. This goes directly to us. And hey, if you don't leave your email, we can't reach back out. So just know we have to do that. But at any time, you can ask for feedback and ask for help as well.
Nice, man. Nice. It's I don't know if you know, I'll switch to my screen real quick just to show you, but might have missed this morning. But we actually have, so this is the onboarding playlist that I have for people. And if you see down here, released 7 hours ago using Internet Money Wallet on PulseChain.
Send me that link. I'm putting it in the app. Let's go.
Yeah, I was like, if you're looking for links, we have one now. We have one on the channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll put it in the app.
I'll put it in the I already put it in the chat, but I'll put it in the private chat for you as well. But yeah, that's one that I've been producing some content, working with some peeps to produce some content, and one of them is going through some of the community projects. And yeah, we got Coast here, Internet Money, and maybe in the future some other ones as well. But it's all about getting people onboarded to the ecosystem, man. And Internet Money it's a wallet, and that's one way to do it as well.
Well, first of all, appreciate you making content. I'm gonna work on getting that in the wallet today. And as far as onboarding into PulseChain, it's really simple because all they have to do is download the wallet. And because we're continuing to add all of those tokens that the community brings to our attention, they're not even going to have to worry about contract addresses in most cases. Right? They're going to have logos, price tracking, no contract address inputting, no RPC setting inputting. It's literally just download the wallet and you're in. That's it. That's all they have to worry about.
Download the wallet and you're in. That's how we like to get people into PulseChain. Awesome.
That's it.
Awesome. All right, KG is sticking around. That is the Internet Money demo and conversation. Stick around to help me ask some good questions for the other gentlemen. We got PulseWallet up next. As soon as I see, yeah, there we go. He's back. He's back. He did I was like, don't disappear. He's back. Okay. All right. Without further ado, next demo on demo day is welcome Hitoshi Ayabe from PulseWallet.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. How's it going, man?
Yeah. So how you going? Yeah. So my name is Hitoshi Ayabe, Vietnamese, not Japanese, but I also CEO of PulseWallet and living in California, Orange County. So I and my team have worked on the PulseWallet for a while, and the basic technology of PulseWallet. So I would like to show what we achieved and what we plan to do with PulseWallet.
Great. Yeah, very excited, man. Nice to meet you. And yeah, we've definitely saw a lot on Twitter about PulseWallet and otherwise. So yeah, you got a demo for us today?
Oh yeah, sure. So may I share my screen? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
As soon as you share it, I can add it to the stage.
Yep. Let me see how to do that here. Here we go.
Oop. So I don't know if you can still hear me, but you should just be able to click the add to stage button or the share screen button.
Share screen button. Let me see. And
what's it look like on your end, KG? Because I don't see it on my end because I'm here.
Yeah.
I see him.
Yeah. What's the button look like for the add stuff to the screen?
So I only use a browser, so I don't know whether it work or not. Let me see. Yeah. My first time use this one. Yeah.
No worry. Yeah, I should see the % button, the +% button.
I see too.
Yeah, if you hit +% and then go to share screen, and then you go to browser, you can choose which one to share.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, +% at the bottom, share screen, and then choose.
I also see mic, cam, chat, and more, and also the lip option. Mm-hmm. So and the setting here.
Are you on mobile or desktop?
Yeah, I on desktop. And yeah.
Yeah, it should be a present button. We got Hex Payday in the green room saying present button. It's got a big plus and a screen. Do you see the present button right in the middle of all the buttons?
No, let me show you. This one is interesting. I do see the present button here. Let me show you in the chat. No, okay. Yep. It doesn't.
So you can share my screen and I can point where it is.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Right here. Right, there's this little bar at the bottom, and then there should be this button right here.
Oh, we don't have that. I don't have that. I don't have that. So maybe let me try with my with my desktop, and also Mike. We actually work mostly on cell phone and also portable device like iOS or Android. So we don't have the desktop option yet. So we mostly have to solve on our iPad or iPhone to our audience to see our wallet.
Okay. So, yeah, if you want to show us on the phone, that'd be fine. If you want, can you figure out a way to show us on the phone or?
Yeah, let me see how to make it work.
I'm not sure why you don't have the present button. If you are using Chrome or Firefox.
I'm using Safari. Yeah. Maybe I should move it to.
Yeah, I would try that because I haven't tested Safari. I don't know why it wouldn't, but I know Chrome and Firefox will work. If you want to try that,
maybe let me try it.
Yeah, feel free to drop and change browsers or whatever you want.
Yep. So like to save everyone time, maybe that. Let me give me a little bit time to figure out this. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. We'll give you extra few minutes.
Oh God.
And other news, this is a really good apple.
Really good apple. I'm glad. You know what? I'm making. I've been cooking a lot lately, and I found some really good high protein pancake mix that you can also use for bread and otherwise. And I'm gonna make some like new apple pancakes today. So you made me think of that.
Good. Nice. Let me know how they go.
Yeah, I made them before, but this is a little different style. So this is cooking tips while we wait. And also Delta Trotsky 125. We need Johnny Chaos on the stream. Yeah, I'm trying to think when the last time I had him on. I think he came to open mic, last open mic. That was a good stream as well. Yeah, Mr. Chaos, if you're watching this too, let me know when you want to come back on, man. Not this weekend though. Anytime but this weekend. You know what? I'd have Richard on Saturday, but like that's it. I need to take a break. Richard, if you want to come on Saturday, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna wait till Sunday.
PSA. Let Richard know. Everybody, tag Richard. Get him on Saturday. We need you out there,
bro. Come home, Dad. Come home. Okay. It's usually the other way around. Like come home, son. But
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Tiny Assets made it. Yeah, I see you in the green room, Tiny Assets. You are right after Hex Payday. We'll get Tiny Assets on as well to demo or otherwise discuss the Tiny Assets. When is Pulse going to take off? It's one of those things where when it does, I hope I'm prepared for it. I don't know when it's going to happen, but when it does, I definitely want to have all my farming done. I want to have all my coins. I want to have all my stakes made to benefit from price go up. Yeah, like I said, Soshi, if you want to switch browser, if you have Chrome installed, for example,
yeah, I think I should have. I may have to use another device.
Okay.
Yeah, the device doesn't work. Yeah.
Do you think? Go ahead.
Yeah, so try to work on this one.
Do you think it could be worth maybe, Max, if you had some questions, and even if the demo doesn't get up, maybe just still getting some questions answered?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I like to.
Your call, Max.
Yeah. I'm just thinking because without seeing on the screen, it's hard to ask a lot of questions. I've definitely been getting tagged a lot on Twitter, so I've definitely been seeing a lot of conversations around it. That's okay. I mean, I think Hitoshi, you want to let me give you a few minutes. We'll let Hex Payday go, and then once you get things straightened out, just stay in the green room, obviously, or come back in a moment, and then we'll get you on the next one. It'll give you like an extra 10 minutes or so. Oh, I see him over here. So we got you on this one. Is this on? You switched to Chrome? Can you hear me?
So hi everyone. Yeah, let me see. I can share the screen here. Like
This works.
That is now I have to show the function on my cell phone and also on my iPad, and I don't know how to connect the screen of iPad and my cell phone to desktop to show for everyone, because we haven't worked on the desktop version of our wallet yet. So
okay.
This sorry, I
no worries. Take it. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. Doing good though. Just show us whatever you like.
Hey Hitoshi, can you hear RHMax?
I don't think you can.
No, I'll do. You can.
Can you hear us? No. Thought you might have plugged in something.
Couldn't hear anything.
The software is hard. Also, live demo can be hard as well. So we're gonna stick with Hitoshi here.
Maybe drop him a comment in the private chat, possibly.
I couldn't hear anything.
Can't hear. Yeah, we can't hear you.
Oh, so everyone still can hear me, but I couldn't hear everyone. Okay, in this case,
I want to show the wallets.
Yeah.
On other devices. Okay, if you can't hear me in a moment, I'm gonna take Hitoshi out and let him work on that. Seems like technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Hex Payday, prepare yourself.
I have an iPad Pro and iPhone and a Mac computer, and I'm on my Mac computer, but somehow it doesn't work with microphone.
If you just want to, well, all right. He will probably be back. In the meantime, we're going to bring up HexPay.Day. How's it going, HexPay.Day?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Awesome. Great. Yeah, thanks for having me for this. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Do you have, you want me to share your screen?
Yeah, feel free.
Yeah, KG's here. He is taking notes and hoping to see some ass getting kicked over here. Let's do it.
Code. Yeah. What's up, HexPay.Day?
What's up? All right. So, let's bring that back, actually. All right. So, I just wanted to start with pointing out a problem in the Hex contract. The HexPay.Day, or just Hex Payday for short, is centered around solving a problem that is plaguing the Hex community, which is high end stake fees. You might have seen some of these in the previous bull market where people were complaining about $600 fees or hundreds of dollars to end their stake. Unfortunately, that's going to only get worse because the average stake length is not only increasing, but we are catching up to it in terms of how often you will meet that average end stake day. So like right now, the maximum you can do is 3, but the average stake day is, or stake years is 5 or 7 or something like that. And so eventually we'll get up to normalizing around 7 years of end stakes average being ended on the same day. And that's going to cause a problem at this line in the contract. Okay, this line is basically just 2 S loads, one here and one here. And the first one costs 2100 gas, and then the second one costs 100 gas. Unfortunately, that adds up to millions of end stake costs for the individual stake ender, around 11 million for a 5555 ender. And basically what that means is that you will be filling up at least 1/4 of the block, no matter what chain you're on, PulseChain or Ethereum. All right, so here are some graphs that I've created regarding this problem. You can see here, when Hex just started, you could only do a couple days of end stake days at a time. But as longer stakes could be ended, those increased. And it's only going up, and it's only going to continue going up as the years go on. We've spent $20 million on Ethereum alone for ending Hex stakes.
That's a cool
and
stat.
Just to put that in proportion for you, that's multiples of what the liquidity pool on Uniswap v3 is. Multiples. So like, just imagine if half of that went into buying more Hex, right? I don't think we'd be down 95% right now. That's all I'm going to say.
94 at most.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
No. I was saying if it went into that, it would help
yes,
at least 1%. Yeah.
Yeah. And so here, these are basically just other graphs regarding different statistics, like the number of stakes that are ending on any given day, the size of the stakes. A few days ago, the base stake went through this, and it was one of the larger ones. It was kind of cool to see. These are the costs in Ethereum or in Ether that have been accrued, as well as in dollar terms. It's a lot lower right now, which is good, but that's only because prices are low right now, and not a lot of people are ending right now. And here's just other graphs like broken down by daily. I think this is like 90 trailing 90 days, and this is just the cumulative Ether or dollar term cost. So yeah, basically what I'm just trying to do is lay out the problem of end stakes are high. If you like Hex, you want more people to be able to get Hex, you want more people to be able to end their stakes, have good experience with the Hex contract, right? And that's just not fortunate, not a possibility right now, because there's this original problem of this loop that everybody has to go through. Even good payday has to go through this. So even if you try and good payday, you don't just freeze your payout. You have to hit this loop, which is why so few people do it, because it still costs the same amount. Yeah, and so I built a really tiny, was it 2,000 lines of code? So tiny quote unquote contract to custody stakes and to end stakes, and got it audited by an independent auditor. And I'm going to be getting audited again for some updates. But basically, I was able to use it in order to end the base stake and 6 other HSIs, which I created 78 days before. You can see the list of tasks that it went through here. So in each of these, I think this is the base payout here. And then, so I minted the Hedron before, and then on each of these, I went through and minted the Hedron, and then self-destructed the entire contract and ended the Hex stake itself. And I was able to do this because when you access these S loads over and over again, the first one is 2,100 gas cost, but the next ones are, sorry if I'm too fast. The next ones are only 100. And so what that means is that you can get cost savings by stacking end stakes on top of one another. And the first question that comes to mind is, doesn't Maximus or don't other pooling solutions solve this? And they do, but there's also the issue of if those systems ever become too popular, if there are ever 5,555 happening at the same time, then you suddenly have the same problem where you're wasting gas. So yes, I definitely agree that pooling solutions are a good idea, but there are other optimizations and people who will simply miss the deadline and not be able to get in, and maybe they want to stake their own Hex. So yeah, that's the basic premise of it, that you can end multiple stakes at the same time. And I've got a few tweet threads that I've handed over to the team, to Max already. Yep, here's the transaction, and I've created this little calculator, which we can go through right now. This is basically just outlining the savings in total with this just PR stunt. It was basically just as if two equal, roughly equal size stakes were ended at the same time. You save about 15 to 20%. When this gets up to, say, like a year, you can save 66%, 67%, much more. So yeah, it's kind of astonishing the range that you can get on these things, and that only increases as you get higher into the 5555 range, because you're still just accessing the same data over and over and over again, and ending the stakes by stacking them on top of each other. So on top of the contracts, which are linked on GitHub, do that real quick. Which are here. Tests have been going well with the communists. I've created this DApp, which I hope to be able to not have to do as much with because contracts are enough work. And I'm not getting paid for this, and this is a public good, so there's no profit motive here. But basically, if you the point of a DApp like this would basically just be to be able to see all the stakes that are happening. So I could see, oops, let's see if I can switch to Ethereum. Let's see. I'm the wrong one. I'm not. Well, it's not working right now. It's invalid network.
It always happens when you demo.
I know. It's horrible.
Always.
There we go. Okay. So you can basically see all stakes that are, or HSIs that are ending today. If I turn off the only optimizable flag, then you can see all stakes for everybody ending today.
Wow.
It's going to cost a lot to end those stakes. So if I do something like, if I go to the 5555 day, the first 5555 day, you can see all of the HSIs that are going to end on the same day, right? And that's going to cost a lot. And like, I would like to help people reduce the cost to themselves to make that happen. You can basically use this tool to go, to any range, or I guess this is multiple days, so I'll just do this. But yeah, it's still a lot of stakes. I'm also planning on. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
I just want to say, you got like 1 minute left, and I wanted to get in one question too before we get this. Yeah, why would people? Because I saw the stake button. Why would people go here to make stakes versus going to the Hex app or ICOS app or otherwise?
Yeah, so I do plan on allowing people to still stake with the original Hex contract, but the problem is that you cannot end your own. You cannot end somebody else's stake for them, or anybody else. Basically, the wallet that starts the stake has to end it. The address that starts the stake has to end it. And so if you have it all centralized on a single contract, then you're able to reduce the cost to everybody by stacking them all on top of each other. I just wanted to go through a quick list of people who would be interested in using this. Anybody who has an HSI, anybody who wants to earn money from ending stakes or offsetting their end stake costs, anyone who wants to spend less time managing their Hex stakes because you can automatically restart, anybody who wants to onboard by starting stakes for other people, because you can start stakes for other people. So I've actually been commenting on, I can't remember what his name is, Mark on Twitter, who's been showing off his stake Hex today icon things and his little glass things. And basically you could do the same thing that Bitcoin did back in the day, where you could put private keys inside of those. And if you can figure out a way to not expose them to yourself, you can securely start people's stakes and to just distribute those stakes like money. So it just to solidify the concept to people. Anyone who forgets to mint their tokens like Hedron and Communis, that's all automated in the system, or it can be set to be automated in the system. You just have to set flag basically. And then anybody who wants to tip their favorite influencer, aka you too, could earn funds from this, because during an end stake you can send to whatever wallet you want to. So I could send like 1% of the tips that I earn to KG or to the Internet Money router or to Max or to wherever I want to. Yep. Anybody who does volume or who would see volume as a touch point, so wallets like Internet Money or PulseWallet, automation systems like Tetra. I haven't looked into Up, but I've heard that they're an automation type system. And then anybody, just anybody who has staking volume, Maximus, Pool Party, FairHex, Hedron, Hex One, any of those guys. So sorry to gash out there, but yeah, that's the main gist of it.
Dude, that's awesome, Mike. Again, this is stuff helping the community do more things, and not making any money on it. It's only a call center. I know what you're saying on that. Wow, a lot of cool features too. Very interesting. I definitely want to try it out. App.HexPay.Day.
Yeah, it's pretty low level. It's the app's in alpha right now, so like don't expect anything to work yet. But it's a really low level, and if we can shift Hex staking onto something like this, it doesn't have to be this. I don't even care if it's this itself, but just something like this, then it could really change the game in terms of A, onboarding people, and B, just reducing the cost for everybody up to 90%. So that $2 million, that $20 million cost over the last 3 years, which will be repeating basically, probably not to that degree this year, but it will become consistent every single year, $20 million to end your stakes at a minimum. That can be reduced to $2 million.
Very interesting, man. Thank you for the demo. Yeah, might have to come on an open mic or otherwise sometime, another stream to go more into it too. Excellent work. Really appreciate you building on PulseChain and building on Hex, building on Ethereum, building on PulseChain. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if it's available, it's going to be available for Ethereum and for PulseChain. So, if you're bullish on PulseChain, I think the calculation I did was, if you think PulseChain will 100x and that the block space will become 10x more expensive due to usage, you're right back where you started from. You're back at Ethereum prices. So there you go. Like, I mean, it's really as simple as that.
That's that's a really just good. I have so many questions. Obviously, we can't get into them right now. There's definitely a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, I'll say to the end.
But this does have value proposition, because there could be people thinking, oh, hey, well, gas is cheap on PulseChain. Well, if we believe that PulseChain is truly going to be successful, gas will become expensive on PulseChain as well. And so tools like this are still necessary and critical for PulseChain.
Right. Yeah. I see this as a problem that's far in the future, admittedly, at least a year or two in the future. But it is it's something that has to be solved, ahead of time.
Sure. Awesome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the demo. Appreciate it, man.
Of course.
Excellent stuff. Wow. Very cool demo on that. I think Hitoshi is still straightening out PulseWallet, but I think it looks like he's almost ready. But just 10 more minutes, because we got Tiny Assets. Welcome to the show, Tiny Assets.
Hey, cool. Awesome. Good to see you. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Good to see you.
And fairly clear. Yes. Yeah. What do you show us today, man?
Well, I'm trying to share. Oh, here we go. Okay, so hopefully that is working. Can you guys see? I just tried to share my screen. There we go. Awesome.
Boom.
So I will talk about this now. So with the short time, I won't be going into everything, but the easiest thing to think about when thinking about what Tiny Assets is kind of think about like an ETF, where the value of the currency is determined. It's not something that you speculate on. It's something that you can know the value on, just like an ETF, by measuring the assets under management. So a quick way you can do that. We are still building out a better tool for the future. But while we are in proof of concept stage, you can go over to the assets tab there on the bottom of the website. And from here, you can see our current way of seeing the total assets under management and what the target token value is supposed to be based on those assets, how much that is per dollar. You can, of course, see some of our portfolio on applications like DBank, but they unfortunately don't show consistent very well. They're missing things like they're missing the assets on HBAR. They are not consistent on whether or not they include Tiny in the assets, or on other chains they don't include it. So we're going to have to build our own solution that can be real timed and on chain and trustless. So that's coming. But from there, you'll be able to always know what the value of the asset is supposed to be, whether it's overvalued or undervalued at the time. What this means that we do when the asset is undervalued, which it currently is. If you go over, you'll see that it's currently trading at around 16 there, where it's supposed to be around that. So when we harvested from our liquidity pools today, we bought back the currency, and so that is raising the value of the currency. And we will be doing that with all future harvests until we reach parity again, until the price of Tiny is in alignment with the assets under management again. So that's what we do when the asset is undervalued, as basically all the farms and all the liquidity pools and any cash flowing assets that we have under management go to buy back the currency. And then when it is overvalued, we can create more currency to expand the portfolio and to get other assets, just like an ETF does. So this gives us the power to be an investor in the space. That's one way to look at it, is that we're kind of like an investment fund. As we expand, we're going to be looking to get into more startup projects. We're going to be looking to be more of a funder of different ecosystems that build important tools that are beneficial to all. So that's the idea behind what the Tiny Alliance is that we want to work on problems that are important to everybody. And then as we expand, we can actually be a funding source for some of those critical infrastructure needs, as well as much like BlackRock uses their influence through owning shares. Once we expand our as we grow, we hope to do the same, is use share voting rights to, but instead of like what BlackRock does, we do it more for the public good. So much of that to come as we scale. So we see we have liquidity pools on different chains, on all the different chains. We are technically layer 1 and agnostic, but as you can also see, PulseChain is by far our favorite chain. That's just where the best assets for yield are at the moment. We will also be increasing things like our allocation to gold-backed currencies, as those are getting more stabilized. Also, the tokenization of assets like stocks, houses, and real estate, those will all be increasing in allocation on the portfolio. And yeah, that's the short version of it. Is that we're an ETF investment. And one of the critical things that's a little different from all the other tokens you might purchase is that if their token goes up 50x, ultimately you have the problem that it could go down right back to where it used to be. Whereas our token shouldn't be going up 50x for unless our assets under management also go up 50x. So you don't have a situation where our asset becomes highly overpriced and where you are at risk of losing tremendous value. As the whole market is going up or down, then that's what it's tied to. So it's a couple things, a couple advantages to be invested in our token versus other tokens because of that, because it can't be undervalued or overvalued too greatly from the value of its assets, the assets under management. And you also have the advantage that effectively what this simulates is just if you were to buy a whole bunch of liquidity pools yourself, a whole bunch of investments, and try to make the best out of the bull market that you can. The difference is that I started doing this back in 2016, so you can write and get the same returns that I would get from my own portfolio, rather than having to try to do it yourself. So that's the biggest difference. Is if you want to go along with my investments and take the benefit or the loss based on that, then that's the advantage there.
We got one question here in the chat.
Yeah.
If you want to speak to that, does that make a token a security? If not, why?
Probably. I will, as we scale, we'll need to take that problem head on. But at the moment, I don't think our scale means that it's a problem yet. But I do suspect that will be a problem in the future.
Okay. Any questions? KG, Central Hub of Innovation Collaboration. Oh, you're on mute.
I appreciate him saying that head on. I mean, he took that question right on and was very transparent about it. So I can appreciate that for sure. I'm still digesting what exactly it is that's going on here. I mean, I guess I do have some questions. I don't know how much time we have. I guess we'll
get one more question from you. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. One thing that might cut off your question is that in functionality, it works very much like a stable coin, but we have more freedom to choose better assets than just US dollars and treasuries. We can choose any assets we want. But in functionality, it functions very much just like what a stable coin would.
I guess that's kind of where my question is going is, how is the value of the tiny token being propped up? I know you said harvest your liquidity positions, but you still have to have buy pressure to prop up price. So yeah. That's the one part that I didn't fully grasp.
Yeah, so we're always determining what the value should be and what it is, and that's just what we did actually today. Was that we noticed that the price should have been somewhere around this price and this many per dollar, whereas what we saw was that it was about 16 rather than that. So the proceeds from the liquidity pool were used to buy back the currency, and we will continue to do that until we reach price parity with our objective. So that means also tomorrow, if there's enough money in the farms, but probably wait a few days for money to accumulate, harvest, and then buy back the token. And then once we're in alignment again, then we go back to purchasing assets with the extra cash flow.
And then do you vice versa, whenever the portfolio becomes undervalued in respect to the tiny token, do you sell down the price of the tiny token?
So yes, if the tiny token is overvalued more than the assets under management, then just like if a stable coin were to go up 5 cents above $1, they would print more stable coins. We would do the same thing. And just like an ETF works too, where they print additional shares and buy additional underlying assets, we would do that same. We would literally mint tokens, sell them onto the market, and then use those as that cash to purchase more assets, which would support the currency.
Okay.
And
so
that's how we didn't have a sacrifice phase, and that's how we scale and raise funds. We can go from, and also that's one of the main differences is a lot of these tokens have a set sacrifice phase where they raise funds. They can raise whatever amount they raise. With this model, you can raise potentially infinite amount of funds. It can just, as the popular goes, it can just infinitely scale. Just like a stable coin, it's all dependent on if there's demand for it.
Awesome. Good questions. Tiny Assets, appreciate you coming on doing the demo.
One thing I didn't mention is just and it relates to how it's kind of like an ETF, is how does it support itself? How do we make money off it? How does that whole equation come in? And that is just that it's very similar to an ETF. It's just that there's a management fee of the assets under management, where we've declared it to be 1% of assets under management per year. We haven't taken that money yet because we're still funding the project as much as we can, but hopefully, ideally, someday in the future, we will actually take a 1% fee of assets under management to better repel the features of the currency.
Gotcha. All right. We have one more time for a question on that one, though. Appreciate it, man. And we'll take you out. And yeah, you can hang out, watch the rest of the stream, or yeah, I'll see you later.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now we have Hitoshi is back, and he's got some way to show us this wallet. I'm very excited to see it. Hitoshi, welcome back to the show for PulseWallet.
Yeah, hi everyone. Sorry for the silly mistake with some device. So I I have choose this way to show you guys how the pool wallet work. So our wallet is a MPC wallet. So we combine MPC technologies with social login. Everyone can log in and create their account in different way. So our user can import their wallet, and we make it compatible for 12 or 24 seed phrase. So everyone can input their 12 or 24 seed phrase from other wallet into our wallet, and this thing can work. And our MPC technology still can protect it and divide the wallet seed phrase into different part and store it, backup it on different node operator node. And here is how it works. Let's try it with the Twitter. And here we connect to our Twitter, login, authorize pool wallet. And it will take a little bit time so that the whole MPC computation can restore the key or create a new key. And divide, share the key pairs into three parts and store it in different nodes. And you can create your pin code here. And get instant access with the Face ID. And here the freeload wallet. I try to load as much possible token from different projects to check whether it works and the price fit better. And today we have the update, and very important update is the real-time price. We don't use the DEX tool, or we don't use DEX screen for price fit, because if the token don't have enough liquidity and don't have enough trading activity, so the price token usually reflect the last price of the token got traded on the DEX. But the price of the token, if we pair with PLS, another asset, voluntary asset, then it also so different, right? So we fit the price token on real time, and we use the DEX like PulseX and also FUX to fit the price for our token. So now it's much better when we see the price token fit correctly. So we are the only wallet on PulseChain actually can support various of assets. And for the first time on PulseChain, you guys can trade and store and send NFT, PulseChain NFT. And this is the thing. Even PulseChain blockchain, the blockchain didn't support it yet. They don't have enough webhook and API. So we create our own API and to supplement to PulseChain. And so that PulseChain now can display the NFT. And of course, we open source our code, and we can have another NFT project can display their NFT. And this also use our server to flex the information, and everyone can send and receive their NFT easier. And that is one of the special thing on our wallet. Our wallet only support for now Ethereum and PulseChain. And in the future, it's very simple to add more support for another chain. But for now, the most liquidity come to PulseChain, come from Ethereum. So that we support Ethereum and PulseChain first. And for the DApp, we support almost of the app on PulseChain. So it means that everyone can connect to any DApp on PulseChain, and that connect it through a very secure a secure connection, and then everyone can trade it directly from their wallet. And the confirmation win super fast. And they did a contribution from our team when we don't want user have to connect directly to the DApp. The DApp can steal your fund very easy, but no have any DApp can steal user fund using PulseChain pool wallet, because we use MPC computation, so we never expose the full key to the DApp. And this is the very special thing about our DApp, and also our wallet. And here you guys can trade on, for example, on PT, and connect it through MetaMask. Attention, but because they sold MetaMask, yeah, and everyone can trade the token to like PulseX, maybe, yep, and the whole connection with and trading will happen automatically. You don't need to approve the token. You don't need to click like 3 or 4 times. Everything will be automatic and very fast and secure. Even the team with PT, they don't need to the connection also very safe, so no one can still use a Scivive. Yep, that's how it works. And with the DF, and we support maybe we also support hex code, hex code, so everyone can connect to hex.
We had a question on that too. Can you see the can you see your hex stakes?
Hex stake for now that we try to check to connect to deal with Headrone and then another hex.com. But the event from the smart contract is quite special, so it doesn't reply to our MPC. So we think about building an API so that we can connect to hex.com or hextech easier. But for now, we think find the solution to make it work, and we do have the solution. You do have the solution for that. Yeah, that need a little bit time to make it to make sure that the connection, first of all, is compatible with device, iOS or Android device, and second of all, that we want to make sure that the connection is safe, and the app, whether you have any problem, they cannot take over the fund of user fund. So that's why when we integrate our the app into our wallet, it takes a lot of time to listen to any event that the app send to the wallet to make sure that no have any event is malicious event. So that's why it takes.
Just on that, on the dApps, I got another question from Hex Payday. Why not allow users to decide which dApps to load?
Because we can do that, but the thing is that if we let user connect to any DApp they want, right? Then some DApp they will have the in this case, for example, let's try this one. Some DApp they will not reply very well with the MPC, and because the MPC quite special when we try to make the connection. MPC wallet send a signature, and the DApp also send their own signature, and sometimes the two kind of signature doesn't work, and we haven't and they have a lot of secret message, so user can got user fund got steal if the DApp is malicious. And we consider first about how to keep users safe from internet, and so that's why we choose the DApp that we can understand and analyze first. If the DApp have a lot of complicated event, smart contract have a lot of complicated event, we choose the safe way to approach it, and we say, okay, we say that, okay, we will find a way to help user use the app. But if the app want to steal the fund of the user, we have to have the way, a measure to stop it. So that's why we cannot let user at the early stage to connect to any app they want yet. Yeah.
Got another question here from Fast. How does the wallet store data?
Oh, the wallet store data based on MPC. So we older wallet technologies it focus on protect user seed phrase or private key. So for MPC, we the seed phrase will be divided in 3 parts and script and store on smart contract node and node of node another server. So the private key here will be defined. We become 3 parts and store on different server. And when the social login event happen, we will fetch the data from the social login, and that data from social login we define the script 2 out of 3 part of the private key, and we use 2 out of 3 part to sign any transaction. So it means that there are no have any full key. People don't need to use full key. Still can sign the transaction and make the transaction work on blockchain. That is the how MPC work. So the private key user will be divided in 3 parts and script, and only 2 parts work together. Then people can make the transaction work.
Yeah. Okay, got another question here. Does it support hardware wallets?
It is easy to support hardware because we can easy to fork it from Ruby and another extension. Then the question here, I asked the question on Twitter, and people say that they connect directly their hardware wallet to the software, and they use the hardware wallet just like they use in a normal software wallet, right? Like hot wallet. So the hardware have to connect directly to the app, interact directly to the app, and sometimes they got blank transaction and user fund got steal. Yesterday, one guy lost $250,000 because in his hardware wallet, because he did click on the wrong app, and the app literally steal the whole fund. So we have the solution here that we have to use create the connection. We call it like air gap connection for the wallet, and on the software between the software wallet and the hardware wallet. So user we can use our software, and their seed phrase will stay forever inside their hardware, and we can stop every single extent from malicious app or website to steal hardware wallet fund. So it's easy to support it, but we want to make sure that it's safe and user don't lose the fund. Yeah.
Gotcha.
We have like only 1 week. If we want with 1 week, then we can support Treasure, and also we can support Keystone and Ledger very easy. But how we make it work and safe for user is our priority. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the app. I mean, I love the color scheme of the app and all that. Kid, you got any questions?
Yeah, I got some questions. I appreciate you showing us. And yeah, so you noted that the MPC technology splits the seed phrase, or sorry, the private key up into 3 individual components.
Yep.
And you said those are on nodes. So it's a 2-part question. A, who runs and operates those nodes?
Yep.
B, B, as far as the social login component, you also stated that the private key is not tied to the social account.
Yep.
So if that's the case, how is the 1/3 of the private key that is tied to the social account, how is it not tied to the user's identity, and how is that part stored?
So here the key divide by, for now it's 3, but the capacity can extend to unlimited number of nodes. So we the key divide by 3 parts for now, and we add more node in, then we have more spaces to store user part of the private key. When the social login event happen, they will have the ID token from the social, and the ID token will point to will have the a part. We call it token ID, and the token ID will be matched with the social login part on one of the node. And the matching here is like the string of like 1 2 0 5 6 7 something, and it's like a tag with the end script number. That tag with end script number will find another tag with end script number on another node server. So that's why they pair together. And for us, for the who process is just a lot of number and like a tag. So I'm sorry because of my ability to explain it in English is not too coherent. But let's see if I want to find I keep my my cup of tea, and I keep it in reception of the hotel, and the hotel receptionist give me a tag and say that this tag present for your cup. When you want to get back your cup, you give me the tag. So the who process it happen is the kind end script, like they have the string number from the social login. We encrypt it, we recognize the number, and that number will go and match with another number on the part that store social login private key. Yeah. So they 1/3 of the the 1/3 of the private key. We find it by that way. And after find the 1/3 of the social login, we match that 1/3 of login with one part, another part of the key, store another node, and that process matching like that construct the who key signature, and we use the key signature to sign. So it's a kind of algorithm, and I need time to draw it and visualize it for everyone to see. Maybe tonight, tonight I will upload on Twitter the detailed explanation and how it works by detail for everyone. Yeah.
So I hear your explanation on how MPC itself works. I've watched your explainer videos. I've done a research into MPC. So my question to you though is, it sounds like your team is all of the node operators in which your users' private keys are stored on. How can you ensure that by you storing and having access to those private keys, A, they will not be under threat by your team or a malicious actor?
Yeah. So first of all, that we cannot store the full private key. The only thing that can open the full private key is social login for the user. And second of all, that if the event happen, the social login happen, then they can trigger and encrypt the social the 1/3 the key. So all the node operator now, all the social login and Web3 Web3 Authent now is run by different server, and my we upload it on public on social on our server, and one part of the key on server, and one part is another node, and that node is smart contract node in blockchain node. So if you want to sign the signature, it not construct over the node we have, and you need your social login, the login event to trigger it. So I'm sorry because I have to explain it in my visual way, but I don't have the tool to show the how the end script and how it works. Yeah.
Okay, so All right, got your explanation there. So another question for you.
Yeah.
I have your app pulled up here on the listing, and also you
Yep.
said in this in your presentation that you are open sourced, and your listing discloses that you are open sourced. Would you mind sharing the source code so we're able to review that?
Yeah. So I have we have the argue on Telegram about the open source, and here the thing we haven't open source our software, but we win open some part of the software, and the open part of the software, the core component of the software. And for the code related to MPC algorithm, we can have the audit firm to work on that, and that is our solution. And to build a software is very costly, and we have invest a lot of time and resources on to build the software. So we cannot open source every single part of the software yet. Yeah, we went through the core component, and for the algorithm, MPC, and also the end script, we went through the auditor, good auditing firm to take care of that. Yeah.
So
just
just
a question too.
oh,
Go ahead.
Just the final follow up there. So just to confirm, you are not open source at this time.
For now, no, not yet. Yeah.
Okay. Had a question here from because I know you mentioned audits as well. What is the status on audits for a PulseWallet?
So I haven't. I see one question here. Have you audited the wallet, right? So we only 2 months old project on PulseChain. So we haven't audit our send our wallet to auditor to auditing firm yet. And many core component we still working on that, and we'll send our full wallet for the auditing firm. And maybe this time we Paxio and Hubborn is the two auditing firm to work on the algorithm. They make some algorithm it's kind of complicated, so we into the one who understand and script and GK roll up to yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's like I said, the wallet itself. I haven't downloaded or used it yet, but just seeing you do the demo. I mean, the color scheme, a lot of the functions and stuff. Seems a lot of cool features in there, especially NFT send feature. But yeah, some definitely like to see audited software, and appreciate people building on PulseChain though, for sure. And on your Twitter, there's a ton of there's threads and explanations and a bunch of different ideals and features you are talking about that are pretty interesting as well. So it sounds like you have a dev team working on a lot of different things on the product.
Yep. So we have a dev team of for now 8 people working on the wallet, and we have 5 people working on our swap, because we also build a swap for fiat, and we want to build a system so that makes sure that 25 blockchain USDC USDT can swap to stablecoin on pool easy with lowest fee possible, because we also circle account holder, so we can make USDC on different blockchain. And how to make the USDC convert to PulseChain USDL or CST or eDAI, Ethereum DAI on PulseChain is also our job. So we have a team working on that, and another team working specifically on compressed NFT, because we see that is like a future to make sure that people can mine NFT with cheapest price. You can mine 1 million NFT with only $18, and it will open the whole application for commercial application for NFT. Let's see, a coupon, hotel, restaurant can use that. So we have 3 key technology we are doing now. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Thanks for the demo, and thanks for going through the technical explanations as well. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, I am sorry a little bit about the technical issue, and I will prepare detailed explanation today on Twitter for everyone about how to
Yeah,
handle it.
yeah. Appreciate you. You know, obviously English not your native language. Appreciate you going through and doing your best to explain both in voice and, like I said, on Twitter. You know, there's all kinds of threads of very well written English on there as well for people to look at if they need to catch up on different concepts. So very cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Satoshi. All right, KG. And then there was 2. Nobody else showed up. I thought that was like, there's going to be 3 or 4 people that signed up a couple weeks ago.
Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Missing out on the opportunity of a lifetime.
I mean, honestly, I'm like, if I was a builder on PulseChain and somebody was like, hey, you can come on stream. You don't have to do anything. There's no qualifications. You just got to demo your product. You know, I felt like that was a good opportunity, but
it's a great opportunity. And thank you for doing this.
Of course. No, I mean, the ones we went through. Maybe let's do that. Let's do a debrief too. Like, what stood out to you today? We had 4 demos or so, including yourself. So I guess 3 or 4 to go through. But what is your? You don't have to highlight each one or anything. But what stood out to you? What has got you more interested in, or asking more questions about, or otherwise?
So I mean, those internet money guys. I'm completely unbiased. I think that was the best project of the day. But in all seriousness, I really like what Hex Payday is doing. I think that is a really cool, innovative tool for expanding upon Hex. And so I'm really looking forward to diving deeper into there, because I mean, all the things he went through, there's a lot of questions that come up out of that inevitably. So for me, that's like, I really want to nerd out and understand all the features it could have and all the positive implications, and just understanding the whole scope. You know, I have some thoughts on the other projects as well. I think that tiny assets in an ETF, that's actually an interesting idea. I'm curious to see how that plays out. I'm not sure that I've seen a crypto ETF before, but that's not to say that it's impossible. I'm curious to see how that plays out. PulseWallet, obviously anything I say is going to be taken as a biased perspective. So I will pretty much refrain from commenting on that just for the sake of posterity. But I asked very important questions there. There was more important questions to ask. And at the very least, I hope that everybody dives a little deeper into those questions, looks for good answers. And those are questions that you should have for ourselves as internet money. You should have them about all wallets, because when you get into the wallet space, it is a very risky endeavor. You are literally interacting directly with your private keys and your seed phrase there. So regardless of the wallet, you need to be very scrutinous, and you need to ask all the right questions. And if you don't know how to ask the right questions, go with someone that you trust to ask the right questions and ask them to ask them for you.
Yeah, it's a lot of, especially when you're building complex products like wallets and stuff, there's just a ton of pieces to it. There's just, I told you KG before, like when you're building something that is literally people are, you could always say, okay, don't put a lot of money in it. If you don't trust that much, just use it as your hot wallet, all that as well. But it's kind of the whole concept of a wallet being your bank. It's being your place where transactions go through. You're connecting to the internet. You're hopefully using, a hardware wallet and taking precautions and not clicking on things. But losing money it's like the wallet is like the closest thing to your money you could possibly get, depending on how much money you put in it, obviously. But that's the hardest thing to get correct. The security side of it, the usability side, the scaling, making sure it's fast and usable, and giving it people. It's like the hardest thing to get people to switch to. So it's I know we got internet money, other people building on PulseChain as well, and I think everyone's looking for alternative MetaMask. MetaMask is just killed. He's just I don't wear my MetaMask shirt anymore. I have a nice, very beautiful purple with an orange Fox MetaMask shirt. I don't even wear it anymore because I'm like, you guys, you can't be gatekeeping, censorship. I don't like that stuff. I like true DeFi. And our friend Somi talks about it a lot as well. It's like Uniswap, MetaMask, a lot of these businesses that went into it to provide features to onboard many more people into crypto. They're now turning towards they're going backwards in some regards, which is very unfortunate. and very costly to the user base, because I think, maybe they'll get on the next million users, the next 10 million or whatever it is, but the people who build better products and say, hey, we're going to build something that maybe they can't be changed. Maybe there's literally DeFi products that are built where it can't be gatekept. We'll figure out like ways to do that. We'll figure out ways to make them more decentralized and let the people, vote on what they prefer, and not just put their money in their installs, but vote on it with, immutable code that, I don't know. I'm looking for the new innovations that protect us more, instead of giving the power. Instead of making something that the power can be eventually given away. Like I want to support that side.
And that is a very important point, because there are a couple layers, right? And wallets especially they have a unique place, right? Because, like, for instance, our wallet has smart contract dependencies. All of those smart contracts are on-chain verifiable. You don't have to trust us at all. You can see everything. They're open source. The wallet itself, that is a living, breathing financial application that is subject to rules of app stores. So in some respect, there is this legacy dance that products that are engaging with the legacy market have to abide by. And so I think what could be really cool for the future of DeFi is, if there's any jailbreakers out there who went through the jailbreaking phase. If you didn't, I'm sorry, it was an incredible time in history. But on iPhones, you used to be able to jailbreak it. Oh, that's my wife. Hey, beautiful. She got me distracted. Oh, jailbreaking.
They do that sometimes, but it's worth it. It's okay.
It is. I love her. So it was a good distraction. So with jailbreaking, you were able to basically install this third-party app store called Cydia, and that app store was not subject to any of Apple's rules. And so you were able to get a lot of really cool products on your iPhone without having to care what Apple said. I think crypto needs that. I think crypto needs a decentralized app store to help us really depeg from this legacy. And, oh, hey, my Android app's an SDK. Well, that's cool. So that applies to like 6 people. Like, we need to make it easy to interact with DeFi. And so, yeah, that's that point. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Easier and better incentives to not go the other direction, to not sell your data, to not gatekeep, to not censor. I think changing that and making them natural incentives to avoid doing that and make it harder to do, more expensive to do, is what I hope the next version of DeFi products. Hey, yeah, mad gains, keep building stuff that has mad gains, but also building stuff that has mad gains socially, and just promotes healthier games, healthier behavior. In like fundamental ways, not like this subjective, like, oh, I like this and you like this, and it's culture differences, but just generally, like, look at human rights and all this stuff, like right to privacy, the right to, self-sovereignty, all that stuff. Those are the products that, getting back to that, Bitcoin started with freedom, got started exit from the fiat money system and the ability of peer-to-peer digital cash, and then we went to, all right, it's a business now. It makes as much money as possible. Bug eaters are in, all that stuff. I hope we swing back the other way. I hope we swing back to at least a segment, at least something where we can all participate into a place where it is about the principles and ideals of free peer-to-peer money, and with mad gains and technology and everything else everyone loves, without all of the stuff that's taking away from your ability to be yourself and transact with who you want to. Like, I just I never thought I would see banks sending people emails like, oh, you do crypto? Find another bank. What year is this? Like, this is not 2011. It's 2023. What are you talking about? Stuff like that. That's crazy. So we need natural protections against that. And I hope we'll be able to build those products in DeFi, whether they make mad gains or not. Like, those are mad gains in a different way.
I like the way that you presented that. They might not mean, and this is something I talk about too, is that crypto is financial freedom in more than just, I have more ones and zeros in my bank account, right? More than just mad gains. It's financial freedom in the sense that I get to interact with money in any way that I see fit, that it's not subject to censorship. And if it is subject to censorship, then I can choose to interact with a different system, or go one step beyond that. I can create whatever system I want, right? The sandbox is there to create your system. And so I think even though we're seeing a lot of things become centralized and gate kept, and maybe the ethos of Bitcoin has lost the narrative a little bit, the fact that crypto is that sandbox, even if somebody is over there playing centralized gatekeeping suppression games, by nature of reality, you could argue the opposite manifests, and the people that want to play the non-decentralized, non-gatekeeping, non-suppressing games now have market share and the ability to put out a really good product. So there's a lot of that suppression going on, but I think there's a lot of fight in anti-suppression as well.
Anti-suppression, yes. I think if you ask anyone, you want freedom or slavery, like they're going to choose freedom every time.
100%.
But if it's not easy, if they're not incentivized to, if there's everything else to push them in the other direction, that's the part where they're like, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it's okay. Why should I care? And that's the onus we need to get rid of in order to make freedom by default. Like, we need to get back to that freedom by default.
And I think what you just said is so wise, and it immediately pings my mind to a scene in The Matrix where I can't remember the guy's name, but it was the dude, the number one bald dude. I think he had the mustache. Anyways, he turns on the rest of the crew and he goes back into the Matrix and he says, I don't care. Oh, steak tastes so good. I don't care that it's all fake. I want it all fake. Just wipe my memory. Don't let me know the truth, because this slavery is better than more comfortable rather than, being free.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great illustration of it. The other was the meme comes to mind: convenient truth versus or convenient lies versus truth, and stuff like that. When people are lining up for it, it's making it easier to have these good wholesome things instead of. I mean, there's all different directions. Philosophical wise, capitalism isn't perfect. People aren't perfect. Change takes long periods of time. Good intentions lead to. Well, they can start that way and lead it. Like it's almost like the scams that don't know they're scams yet. It's like people will make products that they believe are going to be great and world changing, have great intentions, and then somewhere along the way it's going to go wrong, and it's going to end up as an essentially rug pull. And it's weird how that happens, but it does. So I just wanted to show this. We'll wrap up in a minute. Great conversation. Thanks for sticking around, man.
Thanks for having me.
Just wanted to look at. I've been reintroduced. Goldkey has been. He's a great person to follow on Twitter for charts and stats and breaking news and all that stuff. Goldkey reintroduced me to apphex.win, which I haven't visited for a long time, but it is fantastic. They have PulseChain support, and you can get some really cool stats and different liquidity stats and otherwise on Ethereum Hex and PulseChain Hex. Just all kinds of cool different charts on the price and other stuff that isn't the price, like the current number of stakers. You can see stuff like that. You can see the charts. You can see the pretty colors, the T-share rate, which never goes down. You can share the daily payouts and follow all that nerdy stuff as well if you're interested. Total P shares, expiring stakes. So it's got the charts portion, and then it's also got, let's see.
Those are nice.
Yeah, it's got some chain stats too, which are pretty cool for PulseChain. So active wallets, again, you can see number go up. I mean, we're adding like almost 1,000 every day on average, almost 1,000.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Like that's like adding 1,000 new PulseChain wallets per day. I think that's pretty good. I wish we could add that many stakers per day. Like that would be even better. But like wallets, I'll take it on PulseChain. Like active wallets.
Growth is growth.
So,
and the active wallets, I guess that's the key, right? Because it's like, I guess, I don't know how this is judged, but I guess that means they've made a transaction or something since they've been created, I suppose is the metric.
If I were going to make that, it would be, of course, we could say we have millions and millions of wallets from the fork. But if they never made a transaction on PulseChain, then are they really using PulseChain? So if I were doing it, the first idea I'd come across is how many have made transactions since the fork, since the launch, basically. That's how I would count it, top of my head. But
makes total sense.
Yeah, it's not just a I don't think that number can be very inflated. Maybe there's other, bots or other stuff, how the sacred numbers can be inflated through HSIs and different things like that. But I don't think the active wallets can be inflated too much. I would think it seems pretty accurate to me. So
I guess, yeah,
cool.
like you said, I don't want to say the only way, but a way they could possibly be inflated is like maybe somebody has a wallet creation bot that goes and gives each of them one pulse or something, and they maybe, but then I guess
one of those proof of gas type deals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically, yeah.
could be creating new wallets, but yeah. And so if you're doing that again, that brain going here, it's like, okay, then you could say then you could start saying how many you could start to threshold. Say, okay, they've had to make at least 10 transactions or 20 transactions, or maybe if you really wanted to like narrow down, if you saw certain contracts that are you could filter out certain not censor, but filter them out just to get more accurate. Say, okay, if it's these contracts making the wallets every time, I don't want to see those because those aren't people. If you just want to get closer to the people, you want to filter out a lot of the bots. Then you could start saying, okay, if it's this everything but these contract addresses, and then get closer to the people that way. So there's ways to do it. I don't know how they're doing it, but that's what I'm thinking of.
I mean, and even me as an individual user on PulseChain, I'm creating new wallets all the time. So I know I am one person that's at least part of those numbers, right? So I'm not a bot. So those could very well be totally accurate.
Yeah, just the color scheme, man. Just the I'm not a big fan of dark mode, honestly. I know that's like a contrarian opinion or something, or a minority opinion, but when I see these type of color schemes popping off on the dark, not black but dark. Beautiful. Nice. I love charts like this. Even the gray looks kind of cool. It just looks like it's just a gray, but even it looks cool. But look at that gradient. Look at the shades. Like we got some color people. Yeah. How can I say this cleanly? We have some color masters in the community. We have some people who love love color. They love I don't know. What is the word for someone? There's got to be a word for. Let's see.
Color maxi.
Yeah, color maxi. Like how do you someone who like is an expert at colors?
Color aficionado.
Word for you know what? I know. It's inevitably going to lead to another conversation. So
yeah,
we got some beautiful colors in the community. God, even that we have some people who love colors in this community. Let's say that. Even that sounds a little can be twisted, but yes, I see the chat. I know fast. I know not that. Okay. So, somebody who makes this stuff. So we have so many people who make it. Crispy, you tell me the best word. Okay, Crispy, tell me a word that describes people who are really good with colors and making things very pretty in the community. Boom. There you go. I'm gonna leave it at that. Shout out to Crispy, man. Hexfire.io. Yeah, I just want to say again, onboarding wise. We got a list I've been producing here. I have it on the channel. I'm going to post it in the chat again. There we go. The very professional way of saying it. UI designers. Yeah. We have some excellent UI designers. There we go. Yes, thank you, HexPay.Day. Yeah, so anyone interested in onboarding new people, if you're like, I don't know which video to send them, you probably already have your favorite videos in them. That's cool too. I just noticed when I start typing in like how to buy Hex and all this stuff, I usually get older videos, really good older videos, like from Hodl Dog or Crypto Coffee and otherwise. And I just want to mix some, have some newer content out and a playlist that people can say, hey, you're interested in Hex, you just go to this playlist, watch this. Here's how to buy it. Here's how to bridge it. Here's how to stake it. Here's how to connect to PulseChain. I know Corey got he did a video when PulseChain first launched, which was literally, just go to pulsechain.com, click add a minute. I think it was something like that, something very simple. And it got 20K views or something. It was just if you're making content like this, especially at opportune times like that, when people really, really want it and they're looking for it, you can get a lot of people viewing your content and therefore maybe convert a lot of people onto your chain. So content creation can be underrated, and there's a lot of opportunities out there. YouTube is not full. It's not full of there's no limit. There's no maximum number of YouTubers before or people producing content before your content just doesn't show up anymore. If you make good content and you have people interested in what it is, then people are going to see your stuff and therefore follow your message perhaps.
I agree, and I appreciate you making that list. That is very handy, and it's clean. Like I've watched some of your videos. I'm like, man, he's doing a great job. And I like how they're all kind of branded and uniform, and it feels like a course, so to speak. You know,
just about. Yeah, color seems good. Yeah, I mean, I did not, like I said, I'm producing these. I'm kind of like the mind between. Okay, here's all the steps. Oh, but I'm not creating them myself. I'm producing them. So I've got some people who know how to make videos much better than me. I do live streams. I probably can count the number of things. I do clips, obviously, but they're just clips. I'm not media inclined as far as that goes. It takes me a very long time. I made the Maximus mashup video. I'll just put this in here real quick. Mashup, RHMax. I made this and it took me forever just to put like little simple, stuff like that in there with different media products and stuff. So even let's see what else we got. There's a couple other appearances for stuff. Let's see. Where's the Billy Mays one? It's pretty funny.
Oh, look, there's Fast Abdul cameo. He's in this chat.
Huh, nice. Faster everywhere. I didn't even notice that. Nice. Yeah, like Dipcatcher's talking about the bug here. I got the little guy. He's coming back and forth. So, anyways, I'm not a media. I'm not a UI designer or anything. However, I try to get the people in the right place to do this stuff, and I do have a mind to be like, okay, it should be. This is the best way to display it, or this is how these are the steps, or this is what I want to see. So I've been producing it, but not directly making like with my hand every single video. I do live streams. So that's my thing.
It's a valuable service.
Anyways, yeah, man, it's no one else is going to do it. We talked about this. Was it which stream yesterday or day before? With Gold Key and Maximus guys. It's like nobody. And then somebody clipped me talking about it too yesterday on Discord Syndicate. It's nobody's going to do like Hex isn't just going to go to the moon again with nobody, with everyone just hanging out. Like if you want it to happen, just as Richard said, you do the work. Like you go make the content, you go make the stakes, you go onboard people, you go do the direct mail, whatever it is. So it's not just going to magically go up. Like people need to buy it. And if we're splitting the buying power, if we're relying on everyone who's already in to go buy it all back up, like don't we need like 100 times their money to get that 100x or so? Like there's only so much money. We need more money to come in, the community to grow in order for all the products to go wildly up again. So it takes work. It's not just going to happen. It's like Peter Thiel talks about, sort of like technology is just not going to advance. Like you have to go do the research. You have to go do the work. You have to spend all those hours and hours making the content and making the discoveries and building the contracts and releasing and deploying and all the stuff KG knows about as well. It doesn't happen just out of nowhere. RH just tweeted. All right, let's check it out.
All right.
Check it out.
Live
we'll wrap
reaction.
up on that.
KG and Max, live reaction, RH tweet.
Live reaction. What did he say? He said, Bitcoin, stop doom scrolling. The real heroes are deep in AI, doing research and writing relevant, substantive comments to proposed rules. There's only 17 days left. Don't let them savage what you love. Fight back. Get your damn keyboard and work. Net neutrality received millions of comments to FCC and didn't pass the rule. Sadly, you ought to put up less than 1,000 comments across both the proposed rules. Considering you can post anonymously, it's pitiful. You guys are so pitiful.
Oh my!
He's still talking to Bitcoin, right? He's still talking to Bitcoin.
Yeah. He made that very clear.
Less than 10K page views total on the hit counter. Stop being losers and work. 17 days remain. Ethereum, if you're doing anything other than commenting right now, you're part of the problem. I thought Humble Richard was back. I thought that he's postponed it. He's very passionate right now.
It seems like he's, instead of Humble Richard, he's taken on George Washington Richard.
You know what? I want to see that meme now. I want to see Washington crossing to Delaware, but Richard's face. Yes. Take us to winning the war for true DeFi. I like that.
Yeah, Commander Hart. Exactly.
Commander
Hart in the chat. Commander Hart. Exactly.
I like it. Yes. So that's the tweet. I read it. Bitcoin, Ethereum, if you're listening, PulseChain, I'm sure you can help too, but you are not the losers. You are the ones doing the work. Maybe 1,000 comments, maybe you're part of those. Otherwise, there are a lot of good people coming up with different ways. What was it? What's his name? So many people on Twitter. Was it Tango or somebody who was fast and bills? Spam the F out of SEC. Coming up with ways to generate, with ChatGPT and otherwise generate compelling arguments to show support of different, whatever you want to do, whether it's the RH stuff or whatever issue you're interested in. There are ways to make it much, much easier with the technology we have. So it's you can do it. There's a learning curve, but it's one of those things, once you know how to use it, once you start using ChatGPT, I know most people haven't even used it. Like, it's kind of crazy how useful it is. It doesn't do everything, but once you start using it, you're like, yo, I have this idea. Instead of Googling and going down there for an hour, let me just ask ChatGPT and see if it gives me a reasonable answer, which a lot of times it does. So if you don't know how to do that, ChatGPT is free and you can pay for it. I pay for it because it's totally worth it, in my opinion. And it can help you with coding. It can help you with writing stuff, doing variations of things. It can answer questions for you that may take you otherwise a lot of time. And I'm like a tech professional, and I use it a lot because there's a lot of technical questions that I need answers to. And I just use it to save time. So if it's because you don't know how to use the tools, I would suggest you use the tools because they ain't going away and they're only going to get better.
Agreed. I mean, and the AI is pretty cool because it's collective consciousness in a way. So you're pinging another form of the internet that is responding to you rather than, having to click links, I guess.
Yeah. You're talking to the internet of money sometimes.
Yes, you are. Yes, you
thanks,
are.
Man.
I get it. Sorry, that was.
I was like, I think he gets it.
No, I get it. Okay, sorry. That was dad brain.
The internet of money. No worries.
Yeah,
no worries, man.
I like it, man.
Dude, great hanging out with you. Thanks again for sticking around and going through this with me. Asked a lot of great questions and helped me field some in chat as well. What do you want to take us out on, man? Demo day, Founders Week is coming to an end. As a founder, what do you want to say to everyone? What are you looking forward to? What's good?
Max, I want to say to you as a friend, I appreciate you always giving us a voice and giving other projects and founders and developers a voice in the community. I think it's very important that we, as an ecosystem, support people who are doing their best to build real, legitimate things on PulseChain and crypto in general, because, we all believe in this thing, right? I think that when you're out there as somebody who is consuming these new projects, how to best vet and identify what is good and what is bad. There's a lot of ways to do that, but at the very least, you need to be asking the right questions and possibly asking people that you trust. And if you don't know how to ask the right questions, reach out to people who can help you learn how to ask the right questions. I think that the PulseChain ecosystem is still very active, despite there being a lot of bearish sentiments and blood in the crypto streets. And that is really cool to see. And I would say that I hope everybody keeps up the morale, because if crypto does what it has done in the past, the bull will come back. And if we are continuing to make content and continuing to be active and present, when the bull does come back, people should find PulseChain and find the things that are being built on it. So what I ask as a founder, a builder, and a person who believes in PulseChain and believes in crypto, I ask for your continued motivation, positive sentiments, and work in whatever respect that work applies to you. And with that, I don't think I can say anything more except I appreciate you, Max, and appreciate everyone tuning in.
Of course, man. No, we appreciate you as well. Always appreciate the kind words. Everyone, I get some funny comments sometimes. I get some very nice comments, and everyone's been great enough to come on the show and just tell their own story and talk about their products, talk about why they're here. So I'm running on fumes right now. However, the passion never does. Like you can't do this. I did I don't know, almost 300 streams. It's kind of, when I look at it, I'm like, what? It's been like a year and a half. And how did I do almost every other day? It feels like doing the stream. So you don't do that without believing in something. Right. And, it ain't for the money. This costs me money right now. Lights are burning right now. Nobody's paying for that. I'm paying for it. So why did I do that? Because I believe in it, and I know a lot of other people do too. So Founders Week, we're done. We're finished. Come back for Australian Hexagons cruise in about 4 hours or so. If you want to hang out with that, I got UFO to go, Sammy Chica, and a few of those going to be on there. They're going to show me around their cruise boat live from Australia. I don't know where, but probably Sydney, if I had to guess. And so that should be fun. And that's all I got for you today. kginternetmoney.io if you're interested in getting out of the MetaMask mess. #MMM. It's one of your options available. And yeah, man, coin that MMM, MetaMask mess. I literally wish they did a better job, but hey, they're if they have a downfall, it's only good for builders in our community, right?
It's true, because we are on the forefront of keeping alive real and true DeFi. And so whenever the centralized players fail, it gives the decentralized players room to thrive.
Yep. Winning by default. That's what we like to do around here.
Winning by attrition.
winning by attrition. Winning by everyone. Yeah, there's some good memes to come out of that one too.
Sure.
Everyone, that's all we got for you today. Scivive and 5555. We are out.
Bye, everybody.